Okay, I want you to picture this. You're at home, just going about your day, and your phone rings. You look down and you see it's your child. You answer, of course, but the voice you hear on the other end, well, it makes your heart stop. This story is becoming way too common, and it's something we absolutely have to talk about. So, for one mom, we'll just call her Sarah, this nightmare became very, very real. She saw her son Jake's name pop up on her phone, picked it up, probably expecting to hear about his day. But instead, it was his voice, no doubt about it, but filled with a kind of panic she had never, ever heard before.
And the story just comes pouring out of the phone. It's everything a parent dreads, all happening in a matter of seconds. The voice, Jake's voice, is frantic. It's desperate, and he's saying he's been in a horrible car accident.
The detail here is just chilling. The person on the phone wasn't just reading a script, they were performing. Sarah could actually hear sobbing, sniffling, even a little bit of static on the line, all these tiny details designed to make it feel completely real and just flood her with fear.
So, to protect yourself from something like this, you've really got to understand how it works. See, these scams aren't designed to fool your logical brain. They're designed to completely bypass it. They hit you with a massive, urgent problem and a demand for a solution right now. It's all about hijacking your emotions.
And the demand was specific, $5,000. Now that number is clever, isn't it? It's a lot of money, enough to really hurt. But for a parent in an emergency, it might just be doable. And that puts you in a terrible, high-pressure spot right away. And here's the next critical move in their playbook, isolation. By begging Sarah not to tell her husband, the scammer is trying to build a wall around her to stop her from reaching out to the one person who might say, hey, wait a minute. So I want you to just pause here for a second. Seriously, imagine it's you. You hear the voice of someone you love, absolutely terrified, begging you for help. In that moment of pure, gut-wrenching panic, what would you do? For Sarah, everything changed when her husband, David, walked into the room. He could see the terror on her face. And just by being there, he popped that little bubble of panic and isolation the scammer had worked so hard to create. While Sarah was right in the middle of this emotional storm, David was one step removed. He heard this story, and his gut just screamed that something was wrong. Even though the voice sounded like Jake, the whole situation, it just didn't add up. That little bit of doubt was the first crack in the whole scam. And then came the giant, flashing, neon red flag. A text came through with instructions on how to send the money. And it wasn't to a bank account. It was to a crypto wallet. I mean, come on. For an urgent legal payment, that's a huge giveaway that something is very, very wrong. So instead of trying to figure out how to buy crypto, David did the single most important thing you can possibly do. He hung up on the scammer. And then he immediately called the number he knew was Jake's. And just like that, the nightmare was over. They heard their son's real voice, happy, calm, totally fine, studying in his dorm room. Can you imagine the wave of relief? But right after that relief came that cold, terrifying feeling of just how close they had come to falling for it. So, how is this even possible, right? This is way beyond a simple prank. We are talking about some seriously sophisticated tech being used by criminals. So let's break down exactly what's going on here and what you can do to be ready for it. The tech is called AI voice cloning. And what's wild is that scammers only need a few seconds of someone's voice, which they can easily grab from a public Instagram story, a TikTok, anything, and feed it into an AI. That AI can then create a perfect clone of that voice that can say literally anything they type. It's scary how good it is. You have to remember this. This whole thing is built on panic. They want to trigger that fight or flight response because they know when you're afraid, you don't think straight. Your only instinct is to protect the person you love, and they are counting on that. Okay, this is it. This is the most important part. If you take away only one thing, make it this 3-step plan. Step 1, pause. Just take a breath. Fight that powerful urge to do something right now. Step 2, verify. Ask a question only they would know the answer to. But step 3 is the real key. Call back. Hang up the phone and call them directly on the number you already have in your contacts. It really all just boils down to this. Stay calm, because that's what they're trying to take from you. When you're calm, you can think smart. And when you're thinking smart, you'll stay aware of all those little red flags, the weird payment requests, the pressure to keep it a secret. Look, this technology is only getting better and more common. Knowing about it isn't about being scared, it's about being prepared. So the real question isn't if a call like this might come, but when it does, will you be ready?